We've got a couple welcome backs for you today. First of all, we've got a welcome back to Double Feature Day. We both went this weekend and saw Crime 101 and Wuthering Heights, and we have a huge welcome back to Trevor from the Michael and Trevor Show. What's up, pal?
What is up, Alex?
This is our second go around of, I guess second and third technically, go around of you and I going to the movies. And we've got two big ones to talk about this weekend. We've got
Mhm.
the much anticipated Wuthering Heights in quotation marks. That I think we're going to talk about that one first. This is the Real Friends Podcast. Trevor, you went to see it on Valentine's Day. You got your free Twizzlers. I'm going to let you
Mhm.
go first. Tell me what you thought about this movie.
So, Wuthering Heights, where do we start? So, ever since I saw the first trailer, I was kind of excited for this. You have two huge names, Margot Robbie, Jacob Elordi. I'm a big fan of Margot Robbie. Jacob Elordi, I've seen him in some stuff. I loved it. See him in some stuff. I'm like, whatever. Like,
Hmm.
I love Frankenstein. Now, Euphoria, it's kind of like, it's all, you know,
That show
definitely
that
specific group of people who like that.
Yeah, that show bothers me, and it's gonna lead into me talking about this too, so it'll be fun.
Yes. Oh, that's too funny. So it's a period piece set with modern-ish music
Hmm.
by the music directors Charlie XCX, who big fan of her. I like, and the 1975 is my favorite band, and
Mm.
there's some collaboration there. We won't get too far into music. And visually, just me, my visuals. What an absolute stunning film. This is like George Miller painted all over it, in my opinion, in some of the shots. I believe it was directed by the same person who did Saltburn,
It
who
was,
is one
yep.
of my favorite Emerald. What's
Fennell,
her
I
last?
think her name
Fennell.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I loved Saltburn. Crazy movie, but I loved it. So I was kind of excited for Wuthering Heights. I've never read the original book. I went in expecting nothing, and I
Hmm.
left with tears in my eyes.
Yeah.
Did you leave with tears in your eyes, Alex?
I did, but not probably for the same reasons you did. So, first of all, I want to talk about the good because you just nailed the good. Visually, the first three quarters of this movie, some of the greatest things I've seen visually. The
Hmm.
colors, like I wrote down a couple specific examples. The sunset scene with Heathcliff on the horse, that shot was incredible. The
Yes.
it reminded me of Little Red Riding Hood when she's walking up to see her dad in the red, all the white snow. Like how she filmed this was incredible. The wide
Hmm.
shots, the close-up stuff, I thought it was beautiful. My issue with the movie is I don't mess with this story, dude. Like, I don't know the book at all, and is apparently one of the most confusing books ever. You don't really understand what's going on, and I believe it's all from the perspective of Nellie.
Mm.
So it's like I know the beginning of it. Like some guy goes to I think it's Wuthering Heights or it might be Mr. Linton's house and finds a diary, and the diary is from Kathy. So he starts reading the diary, and that's how we get the story of Kathy and Heathcliff. So
Huh.
I honestly feel like that might be a little bit more compelling. I don't know. My issue with the story is it was billed. I wrote it down in the trailer. It said inspired by the greatest love story of all time. So you're telling me the greatest love story of all time is this girl who falls in love with her adopted brother, who then has an affair with her later on, and then the guy turns into a monster. Like that's a greater love story than Romeo and Juliet. That's a greater story than Nomeo and Juliet. Like, come on, dude.
No, Mia. It was funny. I don't know if you caught this in the beginning of the film. They mentioned Romeo and Juliet,
Hmm.
and I was like, "Oh, so they're both gonna die at the end." Now, are we talking about spoilers in this?
Yeah, full spoiler
Okay,
alert coming right now.
okay,
Yep.
full spoilers alert. So at the end, I was like, "Oh, they're both are gonna die." Only one of them did, but
Hmm.
there's something. It's so random. It's at the first scene of the film. Whenever you see the man who gets hung, then you saw how hung he is. What? How did you interpret that? What? How did you feel? Like, why did they put that in the film?
So to me, this is one of the issues with the movie is that did not set the tone whatsoever, in my opinion. So, I sat down, right? I left Crime 101, walked right into this, and was going to that scene. And she wants you to think it's someone either having sex or masturbating, right? Like it's playing like the groaning sound in behind, and then it turns out the guy's getting hung. But it presented itself as like a comedic moment because like the kid goes, "Look, he's got a heart on," right? And like everyone starts laughing. Kathy as a child is there is laughing. Like
Mhm.
to me, I was like, okay, she wants this to be sexy, but also funny. I didn't find any of the rest of this movie funny at all. Like that did not set
Okay.
a funny tone to me. It was very dark. Like there was a lot. Like I said, the first three quarters of the film I thought were very beautiful. The final quarter, we don't see a lot of the beautiful colors anymore. Like it's very dark and dreary, and I think it's the tone she was going for. But for me, what I was enjoying was the visuals, and when the visuals went away, I was able to sit there and stew on, oh yeah, I don't really like this movie.
Interesting. Okay. So it was definitely a little, for me, I thought it was kind of funny and lighthearted in some places.
Sure.
And then it definitely like just turns a corner there at the end. She was like, "Oh, I'm dying, whatever," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, whatever." She's like, "The baby died weeks ago," and I'm like, "Well, you've known?" Yeah, we figured it out. We figured that out.
I thought she was lying about the kid
Yeah, man.
because it was right after her dad had just grilled her for being like, it's been how long and you haven't had a child? Like,
Hmm.
Linton's not gonna want you, right? And so here's an idea I heard someone pose that I want to get your opinion on because I think this would have potentially made me much more interested in the story. What if she had found out she was pregnant like a week after Heathcliff got back? And so we had an actual like paternity question going on the entire time instead of just seeing her clearly pregnant having an affair, which I have heard that's not in the book. They don't consummate their affair in the book whatsoever. The book is about
Oh,
revenge and lust. It's not
yeah.
about them having a full out affair, which I understand it's Wuthering Heights in quotations, but I feel like
Mhm.
Emerald Fennell was trying to make a Romeo and Juliet movie with Wuthering Heights characters.
I do agree. It's like it's a well-known IP,
Hmm.
or apparently people read it in school. I never read this in school. I don't
I
even know
didn't
what the heck
either.
we read the Odyssey, and that's about it for me that I remember.
We were more
But
Jane Austen. Like, and Jane Austen was a few years before the Bronte sisters, right? Because it's Charlotte
okay,
and Emily. Like, Emily wrote this one. This book is known as like Bronte, 50 Shades of Bronte. Like, it's just,
interesting.
yeah, it's a very like it was the time period where, women started writing things that were pretty controversial, like the idea of having affairs and things like that. But yeah.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy. That I think this is written in 1849 or something
Yeah,
along those lines.
1840s.
Which
Yep.
that's kind of crazy, like how progressive they were for back then.
Yeah.
So good job, ladies. But
Well done.
um, yeah, right. But they market it like 50 Shades of Grey. I was thinking I was going to call this review 50 Shekels of Grey, but it wasn't as steamy as I thought it would be.
No.
I was like, they're trying to make this such a Valentine's Day film for
Yeah.
the female gaze, and I mean it went there in some spots. Like there were some things that I was like, whoa. A scene that sticks out is Kathy is with what's his face? Oh my gosh, I can't
It
remember names ever.
Linton.
Heathcliff,
Oh, Heathcliff. Yeah, yeah.
Heathcliff, and he covers her eyes because she's watching the people down
Mm-hmm.
below in the barn.
Mm-hmm.
And then Heath or Kathy has uh Linton, Mr. Linton, do the same thing to her. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, whoa, that's a little
Yeah.
like that's what I thought the whole movie was gonna be like, but it kind of was it couldn't pick a side of what it wanted to be, I should say.
Correct. Yep. And
It's not sexy enough. It's not drama-y enough.
yep.
It's not action-y at all. It's a period piece somewhat, but
Sort
with all
of.
this modern spins on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's kind of half baked in that department, but it wasn't too tonally different that it bothered me, if that made any sense.
Sure. And what you're saying is a critique movie reviewers have of Emerald Fennell as a whole. So I believe
Mhm.
this is her third movie. Like a lot of people felt this way about Saltburn. They were like, she's got some cool ideas. She put
Mhm.
something really, really gross towards the end. So she did that in both movies.
Yeah, yeah.
The bathtub scene in Saltburn, and then the dog chain scene in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and so what people say, and honestly, I wholeheartedly agree. I was thinking this coming out of the movie, and then when I heard it, I was like, that's spot on. It's like she doesn't know how to land the plane. It's like there's these
Correct.
really cool ideas. We're in the air, we're enjoying our flight, enjoying our in-game snacks and entertainment, right? And then we crash as we land.
Hmm.
Like, because the end of Saltburn, I didn't really get it. It's almost incoherent. It's enjoyable because it's Barry
Yeah,
Keoghan and he's cool, right?
correct.
And
Oh,
then
yeah.
this movie was so unsatisfying with how it ended.
That's interesting. So I disagree with that.
Okay.
It was definitely not how I thought it was going to end, but it was pretty cute in my opinion. Like not cute, but I was in the shoes of Heathcliff, and I'm
Hmm.
like, damn, like it's so sad. Like the girl that you grew up with, and which is kind of weird. They were like stepbrothers,
That's what
and
I'm
like not
saying,
really.
dude.
It's kind of weird,
That's why I
but the
don't really
idea
mess with it. Like
that's yeah,
the
the
greatest love story ever
concept.
told. You're banging your adopted brother. That's so like, come on, man.
It's definitely risque,
Yeah, yeah, I guess.
but it was. I don't know. It was kind of sad. Like whenever she just is like bleeding out, dying, and then Mr. Linton's like, "You don't want to see her," and then he goes up and he's like, "Oh," and then she like sees him. I don't know. It was kind of cute. Like it got me freaking bawling my eyes out. The whole theater. No, the whole theater was like predominantly women aged
Hmm.
25 to 65.
Hmm.
There was a few men. It was a Valentine's Day movie,
Yeah.
but you heard sniffles throughout the theater. It was packed whenever I went,
Yeah.
but that and I just thought Heathcliff was gonna like be like, I can't do anything, just jump out the window and kill himself.
Yeah.
And I was kind of expecting that, but I think for me, I kind of like the ending. It landed the plane
Yeah.
in that regard for me. I thought
So,
it was going to be more to it, but I'm
yeah.
glad the way that it ended.
So I think I would agree with you if we didn't have all the stuff with the other girl and Heathcliff. Because in that moment, Heathcliff
Yeah,
became the villain.
he did absolutely.
And so to me,
Yeah,
he's not redeemable no matter what he does. Like, what would have been the
uh,
perfect ending for me is if when he showed up after she's dead and Linton shot him or stabbed him. Because he's done everything he did with Kathy. He did everything he did with basically Linton's little sister. If he had
mhm,
taken him out and then they both would have died and it would have been more Romeo and Juliet, I'd have been here for it. But the fact that the movie almost wants us to forget how he treated that girl and it's just like, oh, he's that young guy they brought in that's still in love with Kathy, and we're supposed to feel bad for him. I didn't feel bad for him at all.
mhm. I had a like for me, it kind of felt like Linton's sister, or yeah, sister, was kind of in on it with Heathcliff, and they were trying to one up each other the whole time, and like uh, like there, I just felt like a weird tension between them, like, and it felt like she was trying to plan to, oh, like Heathcliff, he's so hot, and then Heathcliff took that power trip, and they were both like messed up, super weird power struggle there.
Yeah.
That's why I interpreted it,
Yeah. I don't disagree with you. I don't know. It bugged me. Like, it was a little
and
too SA for me, you know?
yeah, a little bit. But then people love 50 Shades of Grey, and I feel like that's a little. So I
Yeah.
get what they mean by like raunchiest film of the year.
Yeah.
And also, this is just a super sidebar, but for like the first like 10 minutes of Linton's sister being on screen, I thought they were like together, Linton and his sister. I was so confused because they didn't really set it up at all.
Yeah,
Like I thought it was a weird dynamic, and I'm like, this is like, how's this gonna go? They both
yeah,
are gonna be cheating on each other. No, it was the sister.
yeah, yeah. That was his sister. Yeah, it was funny because like her glow up is kind of crazy. Because like as they when she's talking about Romeo and Juliet, I was like, this is one of the nastiest girls I've ever seen. And then she turned out to be pretty cute, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to say that their father, Mr. Earnshaw,
Yeah.
what a despicable person.
But man, that
I
actor
actually, I
killed it.
really, dude, like that was a great performance from him. I haven't hated somebody as much as I hated him in a while.
Hmm.
I was like, this guy's just a bad word I can't say on here.
Hmm.
But it was just like, and like, it's so interesting. This movie was kind of interesting. There's a lot of good, and then a lot I would be like, I wonder if it didn't have the Wuthering Heights name, and Emerald Fennell did her own thing of what movie that we could have got.
Right. Yeah. I think that's kind of my thing too. Again, I don't really know Wuthering Heights, but 35th adaptation, I feel like they still can't figure out how to do it. Like I've heard the one in like the 1930s is pretty good, I guess.
Okay.
But yeah, there's just I don't know. I don't know how I felt about it. I really thought from all the trailers, all those things, I thought it was going to be a really steamy 50 Shades of Grey kind of thing. Because, this is kind of my final thought on like the movie as a whole, but you keep going with whatever you want because this is more about movies. The two huge movies that are getting a lot of people to go to them, especially women, like you talked about, The Housemaid and this movie.
Mhm.
I don't know about you, dude. I think Sex is back. Sex in theaters is
Dude,
back. Like,
it's kind of like crazy that it is.
yeah,
And for me personally, The Housemaid was raunchier than this.
sure. I don't disagree with that.
Like it was, I mean, granted, like you see stuff in The Housemaid that you don't in this, but I'm just like a movie that is full of twists and turns based off a book. I think books are like adaptations off of books is just
Yeah.
huge right now
Hmm.
because the superhero genre people are just done with for a lot of them, me
Yep.
not included. I still love superheroes, but I think Hollywood needs to get women in the theaters, and and this is hopefully not going to sound sexist, but I feel like a lot more women read these books like The
Sure.
Housemaid. They've read, Wuthering Heights, stuff like that. It begins, or what's that movie? After You. I think I
Yeah.
keep on seeing trailers for. I mean, they need to get more butts and seats, and I
Hmm.
think they're just going to keep on pushing books to get that.
And that's fine. Like, save theaters, man. Like, The
Yeah,
Housemaid made like $300 million,
which is
Like,
so cool.
yeah. Yeah. And, we're seeing original stuff too, like coming out. I mean, Goat came out this weekend, which I haven't seen, but it was
Mhm.
did you see any stats on that?
It was huge.
The largest original animated opening since Coco, and that was 8 years ago.
Yeah,
Like movie
that
theaters
so
are
that
kind of back.
outperformed Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse, right?
It did. Yep.
Which is crazy.
Yep. Yeah.
A
Now,
non-IP driven movie.
right.
So I'll
I
take
mean,
it. Good
it's
job,
a
Sony.
it's a basketball movie that has Steph Curry's name behind it. So like that's gonna help. But
Mhm.
apparently it's also good. Like I'm going with some buddies from work to check it out. Like I hear it's good. But for Wuthering Heights, I want to ask you because we're two dudes talking about a movie that we
Yeah.
keep saying is made for women, right? What did your
Right.
fiance think?
She loved it.
Yeah.
I think she gave it a 9 out of a 10
Wow. Okay.
or 4.5. She just got a letterboxed, so I'm
Nice.
super happy. I'm like, let's go. That's so
Yeah.
sick.
Heck yeah. You get a
So she
Rico
gave it
Unlimited yet?
not yet. I need to.
Yeah.
I have so many points. I just like free movie, free movie, free movie. But she loved it. I think what was it? She thought it was slow in some parts, which I totally agreed with,
Sure.
which knocked it down a little bit for her. But she enjoyed it, and like it's a, trailer that we've seen in the theaters, and it made her interested in this. She was so excited for this film.
Yeah.
She was like, "When is Wuthering Heights coming out?" Same thing with Housemaid.
Mm,
So that's why I wanted to talk about the whole women seeing. I mean, I see it. Who sleeps next to me
firsthand.
every night? I
Yeah.
see it firsthand. So that's like getting them excited. And like, yeah, I'll check out whatever movie's out there. So
Yeah.
I'm glad it's getting, more eyes on, you know, movie tickets,
Yeah.
more eyes on people getting into the theater. So
Sure. And Wuthering Heights specifically, that trailer was incredible. Like
yeah.
using the soundtrack, like you got to see some of the beauty. I'm really glad they didn't put all the beautiful shots in the trailer
Hmm.
because a lot of times they could. We're going to talk about Crime 101 in a little bit, and I have a huge issue with that trailer.
Yes.
That, but we'll get there. Like the trailer for this movie was great, and I had no idea what it was going to be about. I
Hmm.
point an example. I thought it was gonna be a Romeo and Juliet 50 Shades movie, and it was not.
Hmm.
All that being said, I did not hate this movie. I didn't hate it at all. Um, I just didn't vibe with the story, but the visuals and like the artistry of it, like
Oh,
I would watch it again.
absolutely. It's funny. She said right after the movie, "This is a movie that I'll buy for you whenever it comes out on 4K."
Mm.
And I'm like, "It's gonna be
Seeing that
fantastic."
in 4K would be unreal, dude. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, and the shots, not a lot of times to me, they didn't contribute to the movie. It was like we're on a
No.
close up of Kathy and Heathcliff, and then it spans out and it's this wide landscape, this beautiful countryside. Like, I loved the visuals of most of this movie. How do you feel about the wallpaper in her boudoir that was supposed to be her skin?
Oh yeah, that's bizarre. Like,
Yeah.
why? And like,
Yeah.
how long did that take the painters to do? Because there was veins in it. He's like, "This is your mole up on the wall," and I'm
Well,
like,
and
there's just a few things that like that that
when
I'm
she
like,
stood against it, she kind of disappeared too.
yeah,
Like it was now I would love to know if that was practical or that was CGI or what. I'm assuming it was practical, but
yeah. It, there was like that. I do not understand why that was in the film. The whole thing about the ribbons
mm,
from Heathcliff's sister or Mr. Fennel or Farrell, whatever his name is, the
uh
sister.
yeah,
Like, why did that need to be known? There's
right.
just a few like weird things that I'm like, I don't get it, but it added to the what's it called? The ambiance, I guess, the
Sure.
lore of the film. So I
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah. No, I'm with you there. And so one interesting thing I've heard about this book, and I kind of want to read it. I've heard it's very confusing, things like that, but one thing they really emphasized on was like his back scars and like getting whipped and stuff. So in the book and in other adaptations, they've played around with the idea that Heathcliff's not white and to
Yes.
create it into like a racial thing. I feel like
Uh-huh.
that would have been a little bit more compelling too, rather than just seeing this god of man, Jacob Elordi, like but there's a part in the book also that says his skin is like pure white. So the theory I've heard from historians is that Heathcliff is Irish. Because at that
Okay.
point, Irish would have been, considered immigrants and things like that, and that would have
Mhm.
made more sense. Um,
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. But I think I want to talk about my favorite scene and then anything else you want to talk about, and then we'll get into
Yeah.
scores. I thought, I know you said how much you hated the dad, and I did too. But I thought the dinner scene when they came back on his birthday was the best scene in the movie.
Uh-huh.
Like the idea that the kid like steps forward and he's like, hey, this was my fault when it clearly isn't, and then he's like yelling at him like, why are you trembling? I'm the nicest person in the world, like I'll give you a reason to tremble. That was intense. Like that
It was.
hurt to watch.
Yes. And then he was so selfless and he was like, "No, no, no, go, go." And then you just hear those whips and smacks. I'm like, "Whoa." Like,
Yeah,
oh gosh, I feel bad for the kid. And then just to him to grow up and be such a crazy MFer.
yeah, yeah, it's intense for sure.
I mean, I
uh,
don't know if you caught this, but for me, the true villain of the story was Nellie.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Nellie's a garbage can.
So, and it all stemmed back, in my opinion, to her kind of getting pushed aside
Mm-hmm.
once Heathcliff was invited to the house.
Yep.
And I'm kind of like, yo, like Nellie, you killed this lady. You literally, she didn't check up on her after she said that the baby died.
Mm-hmm.
She should be the one. And like, I don't feel like it wasn't thrown in front of your face. I feel like some people could have missed it because it was just a single offline, one offline. You don't really hear much about it again. It's not followed up upon. Nellie, man, what a bad person. She literally was the turning point of the film, which caused uh, Kathy to die, and then nobody knows what's going on after that. I'd be interested to see like what happens after the film too.
Mm.
I don't know. I would love to see like a sequel, like maybe not a sequel, but like a 30-minute long extra on the disc or something.
Yeah.
It's a kind of a world that I'm kind of done with, but also want more of at the same time.
And that's a weird place to be in because that's kind of where I am too. It's
Yeah.
like I want more to the story, but I also don't. Like,
Hmm.
but yeah,
And they did make a graphic novel of
oh,
Wuthering Heights
okay.
because I'm like, this would be a cool graphic novel. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be cool to at least because I did hear that the book was very confusing.
Hmm.
So at least seeing the correct adaptation literally drawn out in front of you, I'd be interested to see that.
I mean, if the visuals are half as cool as this movie, I'm all in. Like,
Absolutely. So
so
I'm interested to see what rating you give this.
yeah, I'm I mean, what do we go out of 10 or out of 5? Usually on Real Friends we do out of 10, but it's up to you,
Let's do out of
pal.
10. Let's do out of 10.
I'm at a 6.
Okay.
It was an entertaining movie. I definitely had my issues. It certainly has its flaws, but yeah, I'm at a 6, and in my opinion most movies are 6s or 7s, right? Like it's got to give me something more. That's what I'm saying. It's got to give me something more to be more than a 7, but yeah, this is a solid 6. One thing I have like it goes off the scene we were just talking about, and it kind of feels like this movie as a whole is that this entire movie felt like a tease getting to the point of climax, and you never see that. You don't see Heathcliff get beat in that scene we were just talking about. You hear it.
Mhm.
Every single time two of the most attractive people on the world, Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi, are having sex, no nudity
I'd even expect like
whatsoever.
a Jacob Elordi butt. Like, I'm like, you can
Nothing.
at least show us a dude's butt or something. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
There's no nudity at all, which was kind of shocking to me for the with the 50 Shades vibe they were going
Hmm.
for. And it's a Valentine's Day movie. I mean, we got to see Sydney
Yeah.
Sweeney naked in The Housemaid, and that was a December release. Like the fact that we saw
Mhm.
no nudity at all was kind of crazy.
And it's rated R. It didn't have to hold back at all.
Right.
They could have went there, and I
Hmm.
think that I don't know if it was part of that. Her doing that on purpose, never us seeing the climax of the
Probably.
film,
Yeah.
which I understand. It's actually kind of interesting that you said that. Um, but yeah, that's a good take.
Yeah. What do you have this at?
This was a 7 up until the end of the film.
Mm.
That brought it up to an 8 for me.
Okay.
That last like 15 minutes just got me like, whoa, like it hit home a little bit too much. Um, but it was an entertaining film. I thought it went on a little bit too long.
Sure.
This was like 2 hours and 5 minutes, 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I feel like if cut a little bit of exposition out, it would have been great. Like it could have been a solid 8. This is like a soft 8
Sure.
for me. But I thought it was a fun movie. I cried at the end. The only time I've cried in the theater besides Titanic re-release in 3D.
Wow.
Yes.
Only time.
So,
Hmm.
and I never saw Titanic up until that point, and I was bawling my eyes out. I'm like,
Sure.
this is so sad.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of excited to rewatch it and then re-rank it.
Sure.
after that, based on what we see coming out of the theaters for 2026.
Yeah.
But I'd say definitely check it out in theater
Sure.
because the visuals were so great.
And the music, the soundtrack was
Music,
unreal.
yes.
Yeah.
Streaming won't do it service. Seeing it, you always reduce the pixels and it's not going to look as great. And to see it on a big screen, if you can see it, like I would have loved to see it in IMAX.
Oh yeah, I thought that
It would
too.
have been killer. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So it was a good film though. I'd check it out.
I'm glad this is why we love talking about movies, right? Because they're so subjective. I love the fact
Mhm.
that the ending works for you and the ending is what hurt it for me. Like that's
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, that's Wuthering Heights. So, if you guys sat through this one, click on over to Crime 101. We're going to talk about that next because
Yeah.
these movies, in my opinion, are a little similar in their issues. So yeah,
Okay.
we'll talk about it there. But yeah, for now, that has been Trevor from the Michael and Trevor Show.
Hey, see you guys.
We'll see you in a minute.